Thank you so much, Midlands. Yesu olimanyi gange. Yes, Yesu olimanyi gange. I think we all understand Luganda. I would interpret a lot. So, once again, it's a happy Sabbath, and you're most welcome. This is MUSDAA, and it's the MUSDAA Youth Summit 2024. And we have various sessions for those who have been able to go to get some medical services. I'm very sure you've been blessed by that. Then, we are going to one of the most loved sessions, that is a relationship talk. We are going to have advice from our one and only Miss Evelyne. So I'm very sure by now you should be sharpening your ears, because many of us, I'm not saying me, but many of us are in wrong relationships. Many of us are fighting hard to get into relationships. Many of us think we are not blessed by being single, but well, let's hear from those who have been there, and I'm very sure they have enough for us. Please enjoy and stay blessed.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is fine. I hope this microphone is doing well. Is it okay? Can everyone hear me? Great. Okay, my name is Evelyne, Mrs. Evelyne. Koni, Harono, Lufafa. Those are my names. I'm a counselor by profession. I don't know, do we have anyone who knows me? At least we've met? Have I met some people here? Okay. Yes, I assume some people may know me. I work here in this university, and I sit opposite Mary Stewart. It's a counseling center. The university students should be able to know that place, although some people still say they don't know where it is, but it is opposite Mary Stewart. It offers a free service to all the students of Makerere University. So please, don't miss those free services, because when you go out, you'll pay highly. And do not suffer alone when there are people who are paid by the university to support you. Right, but right now, I'm not here in the capacity of coming as the university counselor. I've come to speak about relationships to young people. Why relationships? I'm sure everyone has a relationship in one way or another. Why? Because we are relational beings by nature. We are what? We are relational beings by nature. So when we speak about relationships, don't say, those things, because I've seen high school students here. Some of them are quite young. They might say that those ones are for older people at the university. But we are all relational beings, and we start relating from the day we are born from our mother's wombs, we start looking for someone to love us, someone to care for us. We start looking for attachment. So it's a natural, God-given thing. It's not something that is bad in one way or another. In fact, if a child is not given a good response when they smile or they try to play, they'll change their face and become sad because this person is not responding. So from childhood, this is how God has created us. Some children are lucky they get the full dose of good care and love, and therefore they learn to be good people who know how to love others. Some children never get a chance to be well attached to a consistent adult. And therefore sometimes they may not be good lovers. They may not know how to love others because they were not shown this in childhood. So relationships are good. We have different relationships. At the university, one of the chief complaints that we receive as counselors, apart from academics and other mental health issues, relationships come number 2. Sometimes it's in a week I might see more of relational issues. And they vary from, there are about 3 types of relating. There's what they call interpersonal. That is from you relate with others. For instance, when you're still in school, you share a room or a dorm or whatever it is. That relationship can also stress some people. Someone comes and says, you know what, today I came and my roommate did not even say hi to me. My roommate doesn't like me. That can stress someone because we are relational beings. You just want to get a response that maybe this person values me, There are also intrapersonal relationships. The intrapersonal is the relationship between you and yourself. That relationship is very key, and it has a lot to do with how we relate with other people. Because if we have a poor relationship with ourselves, for example, I don't trust that I can be alone and be happy. As in, I am alone and happy. Sometimes you can be alone. But when you're alone and you're so jittery, you feel life is not moving, some children, okay, we call them children, but some young people might come and say, I'm lonely, I have no friends. And then you ask, do you have one person that you speak to? They'll say, yes, but I don't have many friends. And you'll be like, at least you have one person who can speak to you. So sometimes we don't need so many people. So, but you can imagine that fear that you get when you feel you're not relating right. There is the intimate relationships. Now, this is the commonest, and this is the commonest because it is usually between the opposite sex, a boyfriend and girlfriend. It's the commonest, but unfortunately, it is first put forward before the first one, which is supposed to be intrapersonal. If you have no relationship with yourself, it's very difficult to relate in a healthy manner. We are looking at prioritizing essentials in relationships to avoid regrets. By the mere fact that we relate with fellow human beings, it's very possible that we might be hurt. So that's why it's good to prioritize. It's good to have information like we are doing now. This talk is quite short, so I might not go in so many details because there's another person coming up to me. I only put those questions to help you ponder about them. What is a relationship? Is it a situationship? At the university here, save for the young ones, maybe in secondary, we tend to have more situationships than relationships. We'll see what is a situationship. Do we all need a relationship? How do you begin a relationship? What should we look out for in a relationship? What essentials? How to avoid getting hurt? How to deal with breakups? Is there a difference between infatuation, attraction, and love? Sometimes people meet and then they have an instant liking for each other and they say, we are already connected, you know? And sometimes it's just the, you know those hormones, eh? I've seen scientists in this room. So I know we have students from CHS, people who are doing biology. All of us have done some biology, even if we are not all scientists. And we know that God created hormones in us. Those hormones have a job to do in our bodies. And they are responsible. Some of them are responsible for making us happy. Others are responsible for making us know that, oh, now I've changed. I feel more happy when I'm seated with a boy than a fellow girl. Or I feel more happy when I'm seated with a girl than a fellow boy. Those are just God-given abilities that prepare us for the future relationships. So my young adolescents here might say, why is that these days I prefer sitting with a boy? It is part of human development. It's not that you're a bad person, but the only problem is when you interpret it wrongly and you think now this is love. So sometimes it's change of stage. I hope you can maybe change it from your side. Okay. Can you change the slide from your side? Okay. So a relationship versus a situationship. We say that currently, remember all of you here are youth. Most of you are youth. At least we have people below 30, I should say, while they're in the university. So it is often a time of physical, psychological, emotional, and economical changes. You can change it from there because I have my own here. So the period from the late teens to the mid-20s, that is often characterized by behaviors of it's like, it's full of exploratory, you know, people want to explore, you know, at this age, in the teens, early teens, mid-teens, late teens. So it's a behavior it's a time where people want to explore in love. They explore in love, in sex, and even educational opportunities and world views. You know, it's also a period sometimes which is full of confusion because you are emerging to adulthood. So sometimes a young person wants to explore in all these areas. But as you explore, some things might not go well if you do not have information. That's why they say it's good to get the information so that you make an informed decision. It's also a period of risk behaviors. I usually tell students that to date at the university is to take a risk. Do we believe? Yes? It is to take a risk because you do not know if you're going to relate with the right person who knows what you know. Maybe you're a Christian girl, you have certain values, then you meet with a boyfriend who is a non-Christian or maybe a Christian but has weird values, you know. So the risks you take are, one, this relationship can affect. I know of people who have dropped out of this university maybe in their third year or second year. But what caused that was a toxic relationship. So there's a publication that someone wrote online, and it had that heading, that campus relationships are mostly situationships. And they are situationships because usually they are more of sexual relationships, like they're transactional. Someone says maybe they are supporting you in one way or another, maybe economically, and they want a transaction, okay? So now, that's not a relationship, because a relationship is built. It takes time to build. It takes time to start a relationship. You started someone, there's patience. You know, you want to know if this person shares your values. If, you know, you take time to to talk and get to know each other and then tell each other your values, things you want to do. But you see, these relationships start today, and the following day, they are already very physical. Yeah? So that is the situationship. And the situationship will end as fast as it started. But a relationship, that takes time to build a friendship. Yeah? Friendship. If someone is your friend, you take so long. All of you here have friends. You take time to study them. Then you'll be like, this person is good. This person is kind. This person is maybe is God-fearing. I like the way this person does their things. So you get attracted to that person because of the values that they hold. And okay, it might be about beauty, but you know, if it's only beauty, it might also become a situationship, because beauty changes as soon as you see someone who is much better than them. And when you're at the university, you'll keep seeing those kind of people. When year ones come and you're in year two, you start saying, now the second years are old. Yeah? So you see fresh ones. When you're in year three, so it becomes something that is not lasting. And then, so, of course, to have love is what precedes and what is the first thing that people know about before they go into a relationship. But what does the media portray? The media portrays that love, for example, is an intoxication, like it's an obsessive attraction. You know, most relationships people are obsessed with one another. An obsession, what are the characteristics of being obsessed? I don't know. Okay, if we had time and we were really interacting, I would have loved to hear from you. But usually, this is what I hear. For me to know that this is an obsession, someone will say, this person must call them most of the time. They must meet them every day. They must see them every day. They must sit with them. They don't talk to any other person. They speak to only them, especially the opposite sex. So meaning they put a fence around them, so much that if the person speaks to another boy or another girl, that is hell, you know? That is an obsession. You know, you're obsessed with this person. You're like trying to put a fence around them. I've not seen any weddings being carried out in the university. Have you seen many? Apart from those ones who have finished school. But while you're here in year 1, year 2, year 3, why are you getting so obsessed and someone curtailing you? And it's also possible that the person might not even marry you, or you may not get married to each other. So that obsession gives you a different view about relationships. You begin relating like as if you're married people. But even married people, yeah? My husband is in this room, yeah? I would like him to just wave. Yes, that's Mr. Lufafa. So Mr. Lufafa, even when we are married, he can let me relate with other people freely, yeah? But if he's like, you don't talk to anyone, that means that I will not grow, neither will I develop, because they have curtailed me. So it's good for people not to have those toxic relationships. And then real love, the media portrays that real love is clear, it's unmistakable and undeniable, that love happens suddenly and lasts forever. Is that true? Love happens suddenly and lasts forever. Can that be true? It's false. But that's what the media portrays, that it suddenly people meet and then they are struck and then that love lasts forever. They have not gone through the things we've spoken about, taking time to be friends, to learn one another, and see if their values meet or not. I love the book, the Bible. I usually refer to it when I'm talking about love. I want to know, what is love exactly? And we know that love is the foundation of all relationships. Even a parent who does not love their child, that child will come out with some mental health problems, or they will be aggressive, or they will not learn to love other people. So meaning love is the foundation of all relationships. But now, what is love? Is it the one that the media portrays, that it is sudden, it's real, it shows, like people should show the whole world that yes, we are here before it's love? The one in the Bible says it should be characterized by kindness, there's forgiveness. There's another place where I read where it talks about patience, and I love the patience thing. This is how it works. Someone comes and says they want to go out with you, take you for a date. Day one, they go buy you a soda. You take their soda nicely, you go back to your, not a dorm this time, okay, dorm for the high school, but I think now I'm referring to the university students for now first. Go back to your hall of residence. And then the following day, the person already feels they have done a lot because they bought you a soda and chicken yesterday. So you've already become kind of their wife. You know, they have already started calling, where are you? I'm looking for you. You know, there is no patience. And the next time you say, you should come and visit my hall of residence. And then the girl is so confused. Some of them, that's why we encourage most of you young people, come to the counseling center, come and we talk. Some of the girls or the boys also come very late when they have been crushed, they have been hurt, they have been, you know, they are depressed out of these relationships. A boy says, if you don't come to my place tonight, that means you don't love me. That is the meaning of love, you know, because you took the soda. You see how transactional comes in? But love, real love is patient. For the girl to say, but my friend Peter, I also like you so much, but we have just met. Can't we know each other better? Is love only about being physical? Is this the end of life? Are we not going to meet again? You know? So if someone is, you know, these days I love the words in Luganda, they use antwalaku speed. If someone is taking you at, driving you at 360 instead of the 80, the one allowed in Ugandan roads. Our roads can afford 80, you know? You have to take a step back and ask yourself if you're in the right place or not. Because sometimes everything happens, then you come much later when you have been hurt so much that you start thinking that that is the definition of love. But we are told that love is patient. Okay. What is healthy? What are these essentials that we should prioritize? Of course, I agree that we have inexperience, because I was also at your age. When you're young, you do not have experience, you lack skills to develop healthy relationships and behaviors, and you may not even recognize the signs of an unhealthy relationship or even a violent one. I said this because at least we work with young people, and sometimes you really see that this young person was so innocent. For sure, they just didn't have information. Yeah, sex and reproduction information is zero. Because sometimes you ask a young person and say, okay, you met this person and you already got physical. How much do you know each other? What? And the person says, no, you know, because I liked them and they also liked me. But again, after that, they no longer want to meet me. And because the two creations are different. For men, sex may not be something that will make them think about you all the time. It might be something that, oh, I got it, I finished. For ladies, because we are very emotional and maybe we have the motherly instincts, it's something that will make you, the lady is now going to be my future husband. You see the thought of the girl? The girl is already thinking about a future husband. The boy is saying, I saw Jane today. Jane is hotter than Rose. For sure, I even don't know what to do. But I have to now speak to Rose. Meanwhile, Jane thinks she's the hot girl. You know? You see how jealousy creeps in? So it's good to take time, learn each other, study each other, so that this person sees values in you. If they are to stay, they will stay. And if they will not stay, it's okay for I usually say it's okay for the person to go, because it means they are not meant for you. There is this notion in university that if I don't get someone now and I get out, I'll never go. Have you all heard about it? Yes? Have you ever heard about it? Yes? Maybe it used to be in our times. There used to be that pressure when you're a girl. Especially, I don't know about the boys. I don't know if boys, do you receive that pressure? I think the boys don't receive that pressure. It's the girls who receive the pressure. And from fellow students, you girl, if you have a boyfriend, keep him. You have to keep him. Don't accept this relationship to die. Yeah? I had a friend who told me that when I was in school. If you finish school, you will not get someone to marry you. But my husband did not study with me. We never met in any school. Okay? So there is nothing like, if you don't get here, you'll never get. That's a lie. You know? But if you get here and you're able to keep the relationship and not a situationship, because a relationship has work. A relationship needs you to remember that the first thing that brings you here is what? What? What brings a student here? Academics, right? But if the relationship becomes number one, you're doing a very hard course, maybe you're at medical school, you're at engineering, education. People who do education, I did education. Education is too big. Some courses are so hard. And then this person is taking 80% of the time, and you're giving 20% of the very reason you're here. Is that relationship healthy anymore? Yes? You might regret. How? This boy might finish his school, if he's lucky, if he's organized, and then you'll keep lagging behind because you're nursing. You're trying to make sure they don't leave me. I must keep this relationship, this relationship. If I don't, I'll never find someone. No one should ever tell you that you'll never find someone better than them. It's a lie. There are many better people that God has created in this world. And when you meet them at the right time, you meet them, you know. But usually, it should be priority number one. What brought me here to this university? Yes, you grow academically. You should grow spiritually. You should grow socially. You should grow economically. You should grow in all spheres of life. Don't grow only in one thing in a relationship, you know. That is not the only thing. Then maintaining a healthy relationship requires skills, including ability to communicate effectively and honestly. The skills can be taught, yeah? Because we already said, at this age, you may have ineffective skills. You don't know what to do. It's okay to come to an adult whom you trust. Counselors are trained to professionally, we keep confidentiality and we don't judge our clients. When you come to me, I will not say, what? You have a boyfriend? No. We will speak about it. And maybe you can be, even boys. By the way, I'm saying girls, but even boys also have issues with relationships. We also have male counselors who can speak to them, even female counselors. So focusing on oneself and your mental health is a huge part of getting into a healthy relationship. Many times, I said, we don't attend to the intrapersonal relationship. We don't relate with ourselves first. So first attend to yourself. How much do you love yourself? Are you comfortable with yourself? I usually ask people, do you like yourself? And the person takes long to answer because they have looked into themselves and felt, I think I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I can only be enough if I have someone who loves me very much. So if you don't love yourself, it's going to be difficult to differentiate between unhealthy and a healthy relationship. That's a very big discussion which needs more time. So being able to love and know yourself is an important part of being in a happy relationship and having resources to take care of yourself to prevent risky behaviors that might lead you to regret. IPV means those intimate partner violence. Do you know that we have intimate partner violence in high school and university? people are young, these people have never been introduced to their parents or to their churches or to anyone. This relationship is still at the growing level, but the person has already started being violent, you know? They are beating you or they are emotionally abusing you, but you are stuck because you think, if I let go, I'll never get anyone, you know? Which is not true. So why, here I was talking about essentials. What matters? Respect. Does this friend of yours, who might become a future partner, if God willing, because, and also I want you to note this, not every relationship that you get as a young person will end up into a marriage. It's very important to know, because when this relationship, someone wakes up in the morning and says, I'm sorry, I want this to end. And then they brought someone one time who said he wanted to kill himself because the girl had said it's over. Boys, learn that it's okay for a girl to tell you no. Yes, it's very okay. Because people have a right to say yes or no. And boys, it's not about you having big muscles, because, you know, boys say, they told me if I have a six-pack, I have some money, yeah? I have some boys here work. I have some money, no girl will refuse me. But I've tried, no girl accepts me. Are you using the right skills? You know? You may have all those artificial, superficial abilities, but you don't have the right skills of how to sustain a good, healthy relationship. Okay? Yes. So, it's good for you to know that when they tell you no, I want to let you know that God has created, I told you that we learn, and I'm finishing, because I told you the time is short. I want to let you know that God created us. We are created for connections. And I said the connections start when you are a baby. When a baby is about 6 months, they have started identifying that this is my person, this is not my person. If you're a visitor, even if you look nice, even if you come with a gift and you give the baby might reject you because they feel they are not safe with you. They are much safer with their mother, whom they know, you know. So that's how we are. So when you lose a relationship, the same way you reacted when you were a baby, you cried when your mother was leaving and saying bye, you feel that grief within you because you've made a loss. That is normal. That is what? It is what? Please know that that is normal. You're going through the normal symptoms of a loss. It is okay to cry. It is okay. You will feel bad. Your heart will pain you until you feel this is the end of life. So during that time, you need support. Come and speak to a counselor or speak to someone and say, I'm in pain because I liked this person so much. Accept that you made a loss. But when you you go in denial and say, how can they refuse me? First of all, I'm so beautiful. I'm better than even that girl that he's dating. People have choices. You might be better, but like I said, sometimes we have ill ways of relating. We don't have skills. So it's good for you to know that you might be heartbroken. Those feelings will come, but when you get support, that will go away. And when you heal very well, you'll get a better relationship. The problem is people never accept to go through the pain. They want, when the person rejects them, they say, okay, it's fine. I don't care, but they are hurting. So the next time they get another person, quickly, before they healed, and they get hurt again. So when they come, they will say, I think I was cursed. Everyone I get is bad. Did you take time to heal? That's a very important thing for you to know. So, as I finish, in a relationship there should be respect. Does your partner listen to you? Are you comfortable doing something and then, are you comfortable doing something and then back off the right way? Respect in a relationship means that each person values the other. If one person is the one who is the boss in a relationship, this is not, if you're just dating to be friends so that it can become maybe a good relationship in the future. There should be trust. Talking to someone, with someone from class, and then the person, and you know, when you talk to someone else, that's what I said, and the person says, never speak to anyone else. If you do, don't speak to me. That is controlling. The person should be supportive. One student one time was in a relationship, but when she got, I think she got bad grades, and she predicted that she might fail. When she discussed that with this good boyfriend and said, you know what, I'm worried I might fail this semester. After 2 days, the guy came back and said, I'm sorry, but it's over. Because the person has told them of their problems. So if someone is not supportive, signs of a healthy relationship, you'll just read it for yourselves. There's more communication. People talk to know each other so that they can know their weaknesses. If you don't communicate, and every time you meet, you are alone in some room, you'll never communicate. You'll never get to learn this person's weaknesses. But the more you communicate, the more you learn people. There should be boundaries. And by boundaries, I mean, you say, I think I have coursework. I have a lot of work this week, and I'm afraid we can't meet. Yeah? But if you can say, I have coursework, but then my boyfriend, my girlfriend wants to meet me, you abandon the coursework. You know? You abandon things which are important. There should be time apart, not together all the time, someone forcing you to be with them all the time. That's unhealthy. There should be, if there's no friendship, a relationship which has no friendship, because friends treat each other well, is not a good relationship, you know? And then it's good to slow down when you see that things are not moving well. There should be patience, academics more important. Yeah, so for now, at least take a message home knowing that don't be in a hurry to say that I must get a girlfriend or a boyfriend if you do not have the skills that it takes to know how to manage a relationship and manage academics at the same time. And also, know your values. What are your values? You know? Values are so many. They can be your Christian values. They can be the things that you value. Does that person value the same things? Or the person says, for me, I go to drink. We must go together. But you know very that for you, that's not your thing. Say, I'm sorry. So that person already is not in your line. The best thing is to end the relationship before you mix your values and you regret later. And say, Carl, I used to see him, but anyway, I thought that they will change. People never change easily. People never change. What you see now, you might see it 10 years after. So please take time to grow friendship so that you learn people better, then you can relate well. May God bless you. I don't think there will be time for questions. Yeah.
I think you should clap more than that, because many of you have been struggling with your relationships. Thank you so much, Miss Evelyne. We're more than delighted, and thank you for sharing with us. In Luganda, we say that akudila muluyimba taliwomya, so I won't go much in what